I was in LASU writing my final exams when I dropped What If. So a lot of friends in school knew me as Michael. They didn't know me as Ruggedman. Because when I dropped back then, it was as if I spoke the minds of millions of people. Even though 80% of Nigerians think I'm Yoruba, I'm able to say Yoruba. I've been coming. But when Two-Face blew up belt when he won the I think it was BET or MTV for the first time, you know, because some people were saying Two-Face didn't deserve it. I'm like, I don't care about people saying he didn't deserve it. What I took from that was the fact that Two-Face could win it. That means it could be won. So that means I was checking what was he doing. My music then, when it came out, was too real, was too raw, was too liked. So a lot of people who didn't like Ruggedman couldn't do much. They had so many people to fight against if they wanted to blacklist me fully. Some radio stations were actually called not to play my music. Some TV stations were called not to show my videos. Some radio stations, all of a sudden my CDs got missing. Because when I called to find out, oh, why are you not playing my music? They can't find my CD. I'll send another one a week later, they can't find the CD. So that's some people trying to stop me from being heard. A lot of people went out of their ways. I know a lot of people who had to fight. Till today, they're still not speaking to certain people because they played my music against the will of some people who call them not to play. So yes, they tried to blacklist. Some people think this is weird, some don't, but I vowed not to have a child out of wedlock. What's up, people? This is Ruggedman, Ruggedy Baba, and this is my exclusive interview on HipTV. Ruggedman is Michael Ugochukwu, aka Stevens, born September 20th, Abia State. Yes, I'm Igbo, even though 80%, somebody just looked at me like, even though 80% of Nigerians think I'm Yoruba. I'm able to say Yoruba, I've been coming, but I'm Igbo. And I've been in love with music from as far back as I can remember, primary school. And the Ruggedman you guys do not know, I'm a happy-go-lucky, no-nonsense taking individual who loves spicy egusi with fried croaker fish and curry. Yeah, and I soak bread in tea, so fight me. I'm sure the same thing has happened to a lot of people, but I grew up with just my mom. They separated when I was 6, so yeah. I think that's one thing a lot of people will never know, because I don't say it too much. Well, I feel it depends on the context, because some people, when they call you, OG, you know, that's like, yeah, they're respecting you because you've been around for a while. But when you get into a place and they say, OG, now, you know, there's some kind of sarcasm in that, and those ones I don't answer them, because they're probably the ones who just feel like you have been doing or you've been around for too long. They want you to leave, you know. So it depends. The context determines how I respond to it. But at the end of the day, I just take it that OG means an original gangster, somebody who's been around for a while. And yeah, and that's what I am. There's really no connection, but it was just time. It was meant to be. Yes, I graduated from LASU, Lagos State University, JAW. Yes, I studied political science, but before I graduated, music happened. And then I was in LASU writing my final exams when I dropped What If. Around when I dropped What If, I was still in LASU when I dropped What If. So a lot of friends in school knew me as Michael. They didn't know me as Ruggedman. So imagine you in school and people are coming in and talking about, oh, there's one track we heard on the radio, one guy, one new rapper, Ruggedman. And me and my very close friends would just smile. So bottom line, yeah, I studied political science and I was looking at mastering in international relations, you know, but music happened. You know, there was serious demand. maybe the Igbo man in me now came out. Since there's demand, you have to supply so that the customers and the market can move. You understand? So music happened and I just went with it, and this is Ruggedman. Well, I'll say part of the fallout, I'm sure some people blacklisted me somewhere, but I think the negative effect was way, way less than the positive that came from it, because when I dropped back then, it was as if I spoke the minds of millions of people. And every and anybody who was into music and into entertainment, especially rap, rode on that. They played it, I was booked like crazy. So I really didn't notice, if anybody really blacklisted me or they didn't like me in certain areas. I really didn't care, because I was just happy I was happy about the result my music was having, and especially on the industry, because I started hearing myself being called things like the industry's watchdog, that kind of thing, and that I just, in fact, somebody said I revolutionized the Nigerian music industry with that song, And I was told about a group that was in the studio trying to record new music, and one of them suggested that they sample somebody's song, and then he said, so that Ruggedman will put us for part 2, Abi. Then they said, everybody just started keeping it original when I dropped that song, and to me, that's way better than any fallout that ever happened.
The truth, if you never be singing, find a job with you. If you want to do mechanic. Why must mechanic be singing song for me and killing me with nonsense? Look at the like why you say that I'm like Mumu? Why you say that I'm like Mumu? I was in the same to do and somebody down blast. Why you say the coffee? Why you do the coffee? I think I never love fluffy. Ruggedman down blast you.
No more games. I will go straight. I will name names. It was a risk I took, but that's just me always being the vocal person. And in the beginning, yes, I was a bit nervous, but when I saw how positively people accepted it, it was good. I felt good. I felt amazing, because at the end of the day, one of the best things that can ever happen to you is you see something you create succeed and then affect other people positively. So I felt, and I still feel amazing, because you can't talk about Nigerian music from that time to now and not call Ruggedman. This was mostly when we were at number 4 Baja Street, OJB studio. Back then, there were a lot of us there. There was Nomalus, God rest his soul. There was Nomalus, myself, Kunle Onolaja, Mr. Smith. There was Simeon. There was Jafar. There was Abounce. There was Dibanj. There was Lexidu, there was Jasmine Alofi, even Two-Face comes there. And then I could always see around me a group of very talented people. And I always prayed that we succeed one way or the other. And then when Two-Face hit it out there, I don't mean Two-Face with Plantation Boys, Two-Face on his own. Because that was when African Queen and the likes came out from that same Surulere, OJB. When Two-Face blew up, I remember a journalist asking me how I felt when he won the I think it was BET or MTV for the first time. He asked me, how do I feel? I said, because some people were saying Two-Face didn't deserve it. I'm like, I don't care about people saying he didn't deserve it. What I took from that was the fact that Two-Face could win it. That means it could be won. So that means I was checking what was he doing. So I was being inspired by everything around me, the whole Surulere, the whole artists that were there. And I just kept moving, because if one person could do it, we could do it. And then I blew up, so I did it. And we just kept pushing. And the biggest fact is, I love what I do. I love entertainment. I love rap music. Now I'm into movies, still entertainment. So I'll say what was pushing me the most was the love for what I was doing. It was a bit of both, 50-50, because most of the rappers I was listening to were American rappers. I didn't know them from anywhere. So I just see them on TV or watch them on tapes. That was it. The likes of Wu-Tang Clan back in the days, King Son, EPMD, Public Enemy, Kumo D, Jay-Z came along. Jay-Z at first was in a group called Jazz before he went solo. And then, of course, Redman, Method Man, and so many of them. Then came the Eminems and the 50 Cent, Dr. Dre, Snoop. These were people who I actually listened to. you know, and I kept thinking to myself, if they can do it, I can do it, you know. And then again, there's another part where I used to see Sean John, P. Diddy's clothing line, Sean John, Method Man had Johnny Blaze, I think Nelly had Live Mechanics and all that, and that was actually also what pushed me into starting my own clothing line, 20th September Wears, later on. So yes, I was inspired by a lot of American rappers, and then later on, of course, I can never forget, me being very vocal, I still give that to Baba Fela Nicola Pokuti, because that's one person who speaks the truth. He spoke the truth till the end. So those are the people who inspired me, I'll say. Some actually respect them because of what they've done for the industry, while some don't. You understand? That's why sometimes you see some young artists, I'm sure it's born out of them not really knowing, because a lot of us came up at a time when there wasn't social media. You understand? So it's not so easy for the Gen Zs to actually just know who a Ruggedman is, or maybe Black Reverends, or Maintain, or Remedies, you know, unless, thank God for the ones who are still dropping music right now, like the Ruggedman, the Idris Abdul Karim, the Tu Baba, you understand, Phase, you know, but the others who aren't really dropping music that much, a lot of the Gen Zs don't know them. And because they don't know them, they don't know how valuable these people are. So sometimes, out of not knowing how valuable they are and who they are, they disrespect them sometimes. The current OAPs and DJs and the likes, it's still part of your job to school the young people. You know, it's not all about what's buzzing. You don't need to be chasing people who are buzzing all the time. Even when you meet the people who are buzzing, let them know people who laid the foundation that they're all benefiting from today. Some don't give them their flowers, but it's not out of disrespect, it's because they don't know. So you need to let them know. Yes and no, because my music then, when it came out, was too real, was too raw, was too liked. So a lot of people who didn't like Ruggedman couldn't do much. They had so many people to fight against if they wanted to blacklist me fully. But I heard about it. Some radio stations were actually called not to play my music. Some TV stations were called not to show my videos. Some radio stations, all of a sudden, my CDs got missing. Because when I called to find out, oh, why are you not playing my music? They can't find my CD. I'll send another one a week later, they can't find the CD. So CDs kept getting missing. Videotapes kept getting missing. So that's some people trying to stop me from being heard. You know, but the fact that what I did was just too much for the industry, a lot of people went out of their ways. I know a lot of people who had to fight. Till today, they're still not speaking to certain people because they played my music against the will of some people who call them not to play. So yes, they tried to blacklist. And I'm sure, I also heard about certain shows that they said if they put me on that show, their artist will not perform. At that point, the artist was bigger than me. So yes, I was dropped from certain shows also. So these are the things, you know, I know that happened. That's why I said yes and no. I would say two things. First is dropping Part 1 featuring Nomalous. That actually like revolutionized the industry, whether they want to accept it or not. That made everybody sit up, and that gave birth to quality music that people are listening to till today. That's one. And then two, dropping the song Ruggedy Baba featuring Nice. That was the first, I don't know about others, but that was the first track for me to be on an international chart. If you remember World Chart Show, back then it's an American chart show, my song Ruggedy Baba got on that. If you check out the Ruggedy Baba album, track 5, just before Ruggedy Baba track 6, you see World Chart Show skit I actually used when the presenter was talking about. He started political science and he's giving you is with a song Ruggedy Baba. You know, that's on a World Chart Show, an American chart show. I don't think I ever heard any Nigerian from my time on an American show before that. Nobody's giving me credit for that. And then the song itself, Ruggedy Baba. I talked about putting a face to Nigerian music. I talked about using our languages. And if you check from that time till today, almost every hit song that's come out of Naija has been songs with our local languages, just like I preached, or just like Nice and I preached. So these are things I believe a lot more people aren't giving me credit for, but some are doing it and some no. I don't need anybody's validation. Like I said earlier, the Ruggedman documentary is going to come out and I'm going to state a whole lot of things. If they don't want to give me my flowers, I'm already planting garden. I'm planting a garden. Flowers plenty. I'll be taking it by myself.
Name is Michael Ogachukwu Stevens, but you might know him better as Ruggedman. He studied political science to decide that he wanted a career in music. Well, we're glad he made that choice, and so is all of Nigeria, because Ruggedman was recently awarded the Best Hip Hop Artist Award at the Nigerian Music Awards. He's also right here for you to check out, spinning with an official backyard beat. This is Ruggedman with Ruggedy Baba. Rugged Records.
Well, I'll put it this way, the most constant thing in life is change. So yes, some will be forgotten, especially if you don't drop materials, if you don't do things, they will forget you. It's so crazy right now in Nigeria. Some songs don't last even longer than 6 months on radio, some 4 months. So that's why you see some artists, they just keep dropping songs almost every 2 months, just to try and stay out there. But some of them forget that the better quality your music is, the longer it'll last, whether things are changing quickly or not. But if you're naturally a creative and you don't depend only on one part of the entertainment industry, you will last way longer than a whole lot of people and you will not be forgotten. In my song Baraje, I said I blend with the trend, stay forever like culture. There's so many things I said in a lot of my songs that to me, back then I didn't know what I was saying. I really didn't know where it came from. But the fact that my first single came out in 1999 and I'm still sitting here on a seat on HipTV in 2025, do the math. Check out how long that is. That's how long I've been in the industry. And as I speak to you, apart from music, I have new music that's coming. I have a new movie that just came out and more movies that are coming out. I have a documentary that's coming out. So no, I don't think, yes, I've thought about it, but as a creative, I don't think I will be forgotten that easily. You are stuck with me! I'd say my humanitarian activities. So apart from music and everything, anybody that knows me knows I've been here. I do a lot for the people. I do a lot for the masses, to the extent that I even started a radio show where I give people audience. I let them call in, people who have issues. They call in, and then when they tell me what their problems are, I connect them to, if they need lawyers, I connect them to lawyers who will take up their cases pro bono that will help solve the problems they have. So in a way, I've put myself between a lot of Nigerians and the people they need. So all they need to do is just try to get in touch with me. And I've been doing that for years. I've been doing that close to 12, 13 years now. Me helping people like I've always been doing, like I'm still doing, will keep me happy outside music, movies, and entertainment. I think I was ahead of my time and I was misunderstood. Me being I had a lot of songs that, as of 2004, I even had a trap track in my first album. Who knew about trap in 2004? You understand? Nobody. And then fast forward 2006, I was talking some futuristic things. Even in 1999, in What If, I talked about a lot of futuristic stuff. I made some beats that OJB was ahead of his time too. And then the fact that I was very vocal, a lot of Nigerians took it to mean I was very disrespectful and I hated people. So a lot of people didn't like me for that. So that's where the misunderstanding comes into it. They called diss track, I call it creative criticism. Because at the end of the day, look at what it did for the industry. So to me, I was ahead of my time and I was misunderstood. Oh, that's where you get it wrong. I don't have a kid yet. Okay, some people think this is weird, some don't, but I vowed not to have a child out of wedlock. So that tells you what you need to know. is that I smoke weed. I don't even smoke at all. What's the name of this place in Orile? One place called Alagba. It was one guy called Johnny Major that took me there. He took me and myself. Then, of course, I took D'banj and Durella along. I remember this was before D'banj even released. Yeah, that was around when Tungulu came out. So I was on the show, and then I took Durella and D'banj along. The place is called Alagba. Once you get to Orile, immediately after Orile bus stop, there's a turning on the right. You just enter. Trust me, immediately we entered, it was like we're in another country. It was a street carnival, and drove a little. If we had known, we wouldn't have even driven. We drove a little, and then people were on the roads, hanging on poles, hanging on, you know, all these bathroom pipes and stuff for houses. They were hanging on them, standing. You couldn't see you couldn't see houses, you couldn't see fences. People were, at some point we left the cars and walked the rest of the way to the backstage. And as I think it was Zulezu or so that was performing, so as we were passing the side of the stage, they looked at me like, I thought they were happy to see me. It was later I realized why they were happy to see me. They were happy because somebody else that would take their attention from them had come so they could leave. When it was time to perform, I got on the stage first, and it was really rowdy. At some point, people were just moving there. You know the way they have shops that have like a zinc covering it? The zinc fell. But before that zinc could fall, it took like a minute and a half because it fell on people, but it didn't touch the ground. People were holding it up. Imagine a zinc, the size of the roof of a house. People were moving it from left, right, till they managed to create a space. It now fell and they covered it. That's how much there were people. Then they were trying to say, let him perform, let him perform. One guy came on the stage and was trying to rake for everybody. Hey, all of you. He was saying it in Yoruba. Hey, we're thinking, okay, some Superman that, Baba Dugo, that'll control the area. The next thing, the guy just ducked. If you see the 2x4, somebody stoned him. He ducked, dropped the mic, and ran off. Finally, I got on the stage. I brought D'banj on, I brought Durella on, we performed. And while we're doing this, all I was thinking of, how do we escape? How do we escape? Last. And I told D'banj and Durella to walk down and stand behind. I got some guy that said he would guide us, no problem. It was not how I was going to leave because I was on everybody was looking at. Then I started bringing people on the stage to dance. So while they were dancing, I left them and I walked back. When I walked back, I saw like 5-6 people on the side walk with me. They just followed me, and I came back to the stage. They came back. I continued making people dance, and then at some point I walked back again. Let's say 5 people walked with me the first time. Second time, 3 people walked with me. And I came back again. Third time I walked again, the numbers kept reducing. And the last time, they didn't know it was the last time. I just walked back. So to them, they expected me to walk forward again. They didn't see me. Just jumped downside of the stage. We started running. We ran from Orile. I don't even know where we took. We ran from Orile. Then this guy that said was guiding us was behind. He kept telling us, run, run, run. As we're running, boys were running after us. He would stop and throw punches to delay them while we were running. We ran from Orile till we got back. I don't know how we maneuvered it and got back on Bode Thomas. We sat by the gutter. Now it was not how to get our cars out. They now sent somebody to us. We had to negotiate. We now give them money. These boys, we don't know them from anywhere, but they were the ones that went to drive our cars to meet us where we were before we drove home. Orile and Alagba, I know they come again. That would be Praise featuring Ikechukwu and Burna Boy. It's called 69. That's all I would say. I wanna take you to bed. It's like a song that a male stripper or a female stripper. It's like a song that you play when you're in bed. Let me just say that. You light up my life, you're the only one. That's my guy now. Two Baba, African Queen. I just want things to get better. Sounds like what Nigerians are saying right now. Okay, I don't know that one. The best part I love when he's performing, when he now goes easy, easy, easy. About me. Me. Na music ade orin mo nkorin mo fi ngbowo. Èmi ẹ fẹ́ bounce mi lórí award wo máa ṣí award máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ award tèmi Odogwu award ẹ̀yin ẹ̀ tí mọ̀ wo ṣàṣokóṣà àbí ṣé Speedy Darlington ni ìwọ. Yeah, we actually spoke about it. He even posted it on his page. He posted it on his page. He played the beat and yes, look, I'm an entertainer. I'm a businessman. Anything that will work, I'll do it. But it still has to be okay. It still has to be creative. Oh, studio. I'm sorry, stage. Music, because I can also use it to do activism. Studio session at night. Collaborate with young artists. Lagos mainland. Because you didn't say via Eko, you said Lagos Island. Mainstream love. Gracefully aging. Twitter banter is realer. The next chapter for Ruggedman is movies. I've acted in a couple. One is out right now, Red Circle. And then I have my own TV series I'm about to start filming. And then I also have my own movie script. I'm definitely producing my own movie by 2026. God keep us all. And then of course I have a new EP in the works that's gonna be out soon, featuring, and I have the likes of Odumodu Black, Terry Akpala, Tubaba, and more in it. You can't please everybody. Not everybody will like you, not everybody will hate you. But just do what works for you as long as you don't break the law. What's up, people? This is Ruggedman, Ruggedy Baba. If you want to hit me up on social media, TikTok is at I am Ruggedman. X and Instagram and Snapchat is at Ruggedy Baba. My Facebook is Ruggedman Ruggedy Baba New with Ruggedman TV in brackets. And of course, like I said, I have a new EP coming up. Go see me in Red Circle. The movie is out in all cinemas, and my TV series is coming up soon. So I'll just say this. Thank you all for the love and the support from then till now. And this has been my exclusive interview on the baddest, the meanest HipTV. Exclusive interview on HipTV. Where's my camera? Where's my camera?
Strictly.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm just talking behind the scene and you're just giving us all the tea.
And I shouldn't be looking at you, I should just look
Not
there.
at all, just
Okay.
the camera. Alright. Are we good, guys?
I'm good, I'm ready.
Alright, audio, everything in
Check,
3.
check.
Two.
One, two.
Are you ready? Yes. Alright, in 3, 2, 1, action. Hi, Ruggedman. Please introduce yourself to the camera.
What's up, people? This is Ruggedman, Ruggedy Baba Opomulero, and this is my exclusive interview on HipTV.
So let's take it again. Let's see if the energy can be a little bit better. Take 2 in 3, 2, 1, and go.